Welcome to the 247th episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined by Chronicle Executive Editor Eric Schwartz, and we're joined in spirit by sponsors Summit Funding, Chehalis Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor.
Very proud of that sponsorship, all of them.
As we, you don't have a favorite child.
No.
Well, I do, but you probably don't.
Yeah, well, I do too, but I'm not showing my cards.
And all of our sponsors are our favorite children or benefactors, I guess they would call them.
Sure.
Yeah. What, first preamble, what did I miss at the fair?
Oh, man, you missed everything. You didn't go to the fair at all?
I did not make it to the fair.
Wow. Well, Kimber Searle is the new Little
we
Miss
talked
Friendly.
about that last week.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We did. 1 day short. Well, that's not news anymore then.
Nope.
There's like $595,000 in sales on the night of the livestock auction.
I've got that in news items.
Okay. Well, you asked what you missed, and I'm
Well,
telling you what you missed. There was
went to the
monster
fair.
trucks. You got those in there too?
I don't have monster trucks in there.
There
was
was a
Grave Digger.
I mean, whatever tier Grave Digger is, this was a couple notches down, I think.
This is just Ditch Digger.
I don't know. We didn't have a story on it. We just had photos, but it looked like they did a jump your junk again. Like there was a regular truck jumping, which means we've learned nothing.
Just didn't learn from the last time.
That guy broke his back in 2022 or whenever that was.
Go fund me to the
It looked
rescue.
like fun. The fair was fun.
Yeah, all right.
We'll wait a few days, and the county will say that was the best fair ever, like they did last year.
Yeah.
Without any,
No context.
No context. It was just the best one ever, but it wasn't bad.
All right. So, our first news item, local youths make over $579,000 at the Southwest Washington Junior Livestock Sale after a 4.5-hour marathon of steers mooing, lambs bleating, and swine sprinting through the sawdust. The Southwest Washington Junior Livestock Sale came to a close with approximately $579,480 raised for junior producers Friday night. Is this a Rube story?
Mm-hmm.
God, he really...
Yeah, it is. He did. He went pedal to the metal on this baby.
Yeah, he did. The total doesn't count. Oh, that's just the sales made Friday night. Doesn't include extra add-on payments. Final total will be higher. Bidders purchased 232 animals, up from 211 last year from 4-H Kids. Swines were the most popular choice, as they always are at the fair.
No, there was a big hashtag "Stay for the Swine" movement that swept local Facebook on Friday. Everyone was imploring people to stay because apparently after they buy the beef, a lot of the big buyers leave, and then the kids with the pigs come out, and there's no one there to bid on them. So, it looks like the "Stay for the Swine" hashtag worked. I would say
they sold 115. Swine.
Moved those hogs. Moved hogs like you on a Friday night back in the day, am I right?
I was going to say. Nobody likes hog reveals more than you. For approximately $262,000, 25 steers raked in $173,430. And you're feel some empathy for the steers, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
55
and
lambs
the heifers
sold for a combined $84,000. 8 heifers brought in $36,000. 13 goats went for a combined $13,000. 7 fryers sold for $3,000. Those are chickens, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 turkeys sold totaled $2,700. 4 pens of rabbits sold for $2,000. What do you do with a pen of rabbits?
You watch 4 pens become 8 very quickly.
Yeah, and then 2 pens of ducks raked in $875. Pretty good numbers. I like how it's all broken down, and they provide the stats on this.
I liked this year. Kimber Searle, our new Little Miss Friendly, was showing swine herself, and so we had a whole mini little photo gallery in there of just Little Miss Friendly showing her pig.
Love it.
Very wholesome. We made the right choice this year.
Yeah,
the democracy got it right
as far as Little Miss Friendly goes.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, it's great that Little Miss Friendly is a 4-H kid.
The other thing that did really well at the fair this year online is what is it? The home arts, living arts, the knitting. What you used to do, I believe, at the fair.
I made some clothes. I didn't do any knitting.
They did a great job in their little sub Facebook page of pushing out all of their participants and all of their winners, and so I was happy to share those on the Chronicle page. There was some cool stuff in there.
All right.
Yeah. Did you make any clothes this year?
I did not make any clothes this year. No.
I know you fancy yourself as something of a seamstress.
Once upon a time I made some clothing and things like that.
Oh, it looks like you made that shirt right there.
This shirt's beautiful. What are you talking about? This shirt's awesome. We can't all exclusively wear Chronicle shirts.
It's like it should be on a cartoon chipmunk.
Yeah, like a Rescue Ranger situation.
Yeah. I was thinking Chippendale, but,
Not the first time I've been mistaken for a Chippendale.
Yeah, hey-o.
Next item. Construction underway as White Pass Ski Area staff prepares to open the new lodge and chairlift. Owen went up there to talk to them while they're doing this, and they're upgrading Chair 4 with a larger lift. I think Chair 4 is the two-person lift that's always been a little bit sketchy, kind of off to the side.
Sounds like the one that they'd want to fix.
Yeah, absolutely. But the interesting thing was they had a helicopter doing all the work. And it's a Sikorsky aircraft, and it's a Black Hawk. It's Idaho-based Timberline Helicopters, Inc., which specializes in helicopter operations for ski resorts.
I mean, you can tell this was written in the same way you knew the last one was Rubes, that this one was Owen Sexton, our former Marine and aircraft mechanic.
Yeah, he gets really into it. And also, what a sick job if you're a helicopter guy. You just deliver ski resort parts.
Yeah. It was actually, we had simultaneous helicopter assignments on Sunday, which is why Owen went to this one. Ridley, our photographer, went to High Rock, where they are also using a helicopter to bring back the old fire lookout. So we'll have a story on that, or at least photos in Thursday's paper.
They should bring the High Rock stuff back like the old school way. Just have people pack it up the mountain.
Yeah, I like the helicopters.
Yeah,
It's been closed, though, while they're working on it. Apparently, it's not safe for a helicopter to just be flinging around stuff up there. It'd be way sicker if they left it open.
Yeah. All right. They're looking for a new name for the Chair 4 lift, too. The other
got to be
four
bird-related.
Yeah, Far East Great White Express, Basin Quad, and Couloir Express. I think that's how you pronounce that. Never been certain on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 of the 5 runs surrounding Chair 4 are named after birds, so they're looking for an ornithological-oriented name and are open to suggestions.
You got any suggestions for that? We got Ravens, Haven, Quail, Grouse, and I don't know how to say that. Ptarmigan.
How about an owl?
The Spotted Owl Run.
Yeah.
That would be... There you go. You're welcome, White Pass. It's fixed.
Yeah, that's...
you could have it cut through timber, Get it?
They would
It
love
works
that.
on levels.
All right, yeah, that's what's going on at White Pass. And then the next one. $3 million bail, man accused of shooting at police officers in Chehalis, charged with attempted murder. Can you break this down for me? I didn't read the full story, but you were telling me off mic the other day that they also arrested this fella or gave him a ticket for riding around on a motorcycle with loaded guns?
Yeah, it's all in the story from Jacob Farmer, and this is Jonathan Woodruff, a 32-year-old Centralian, and this was last week, the shooting along the freeway. It looks like they got him in the arm based on the photo. It doesn't really say in the court documents, but he does have a big fat wrap on his left arm in jail. The reporter says that Mr. Woodruff was actually very polite and kind during the prelims, which is a hell of a note for a guy who unloaded on some police officers just a short time ago. But yeah, apparently he was at the Dollar General, one of the Dollar Generals in Centralia, and he had 2 loaded rifles strapped to his motorcycle, so they went and talked to him about it. There's more details on that interaction. But essentially, he was arrested, cited, and released, and then an hour later or so is when they got the report from BNSF that this guy was pointing his gun at them. Cops responded, and he immediately shot at them.
Okay.
In all of this was I didn't really realize it until I'm at the Southwest Washington Fair on Thursday, but it was right there by the fair. I mean, the railroad tracks are right there,
and
then you got I-5, so... yeah, like I said last week, the scanner police radio traffic was really wild. You could tell it was a heightened situation. So $3 million bail is about the highest bail you're going to see around here. I think I can remember a few 4s, maybe a couple 5s. But very serious charges and very lucky to be alive. You shoot at police officers, you don't often live to appear in court.
Yeah, true.
So maybe some good restraint by the officers. I don't know. Sounded very, very chaotic and hectic and scary, and nobody died, so I'll call that a good solution.
All right, next item. Despite death prior to primary, Tom Croson advancing to general election ballot unless voter makes formal court request. Is this just any one voter can make this request?
Yeah, it has to be a formal court document that's filed. And I don't know if anybody's going to do it. There seems to be a lot of fans of Tom Croson online that really like the idea of him winning the primary in a landslide and moving on to the general election. So if he does get bumped off, we will cover it. But I believe today was also certification of the election, which means levies in White Pass. Where was it? White Pass, Mossy Rock, and Morton's fire station bond all passed. So
all right, good.
Those levies have all been iffy lately. So Mossy Rocks, I think, failed by 3 last time, so they got over the hump. And now we march on to the general election.
Okay. So yeah, back to the Tom Croson thing. What happens if he gets through to the general and it's just him and one other guy?
Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yes.
It's going to be that type of situation.
Okay.
No, not really. I'm pretty sure the number 2 guy would then go in at that point. But it is in the story. Owen wrote it up. The specifics escape me at this time. Only way to remove him would be through a judge's order. A registered voter would have to go to Superior Court judge and request the judge declare Croson unqualified because he is dead before the printing of the ballots for the general election. If someone makes that request, state law dictates the candidate who received the 3rd greatest number of votes, which would be Sam Patrick, would then be qualified, and they would put them both on there. But I don't know. We'll see. I kind of like the idea of just seeing Tom Croson win an election, even though he passed away in July.
Yeah.
He ran for Lewis County Assessor, and I remember his debates, the Chronicle editorial debates, were quite spirited with Ross Nielsen, the current assessor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I remember Nielsen took umbrage with what Croson had to say about 5 or 6 different times. He literally said, "I take umbrage with it." I've never seen that in a debate before. I was taking umbrage with everyone for like 2 weeks.
What does umbrage mean? Is that just
exactly
like
what it sounds like?
I'm upset?
Yeah.
Took offense?
Mm-hmm. I have
Offense or
taken
annoyance?
offense to what you have said.
Okay. It's
Classier,
also
though. It's umbrage.
It has an archaic meaning as well.
Oh, yeah? You
It means
Googling?
shade or shadow, especially as cast by trees.
Shady.
Which is all. Maybe that's where like, ooh, he's shading him online, or you know,
Yeah, that's where that came from.
probably. And then the other item I've got on here before, I think we might have some breaking news that we might need to cover, or some today
Yeah,
news.
I've got a story up on that. Yeah.
Centralia School District to crack down on cell phones in a high school. Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
no, I thought the same thing. It was just going to be a pretty much standard no phones in the classroom. Sounded like not taking them away from them necessarily, but that sounded like a good, sound policy to me. Chehalis School District apparently has a policy already, at least that's what was discussed. But reporter Jacob Farmer did attend their school board meeting today, and on the agenda was a cell phone ban, so there's probably going to be some news out of Chehalis too. I don't know how you get anything done in class if you don't have a cell phone ban of some sort, even if it's just the teacher not allowing it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, as the parent of a high school student, that ban, not all that strictly enforced.
No, I wouldn't think so. I'm sure,
For
like
that.
everything in school, it's probably a case-by-case bet. Like, whoever your instructor is will dictate how
Yeah.
well that is followed. But yeah, it seems like a good rule to me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that rule. I don't really see what the argument against it would be, but
Oh, like a safety thing. I've heard that a little bit. And the Centralia one has all sorts of carve-outs for, like, if you need it because it's, monitoring your insulin or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, you're still going to have it. And I'm sure it'll be good.
Any other news you posted today that you think might be of interest to this
Lewis County
podcast?
faces potential legal action over needle exchange restrictions. Not
You
noodle
don't-
exchange restrictions. Those are still free and clear in these United States.
You don't say.
Yes, ACLU on behalf of Gathered Church has threatened legal action, and I do think like it gets tossed around that they did a needle exchange ban, and I think it's important to say they put restrictions on it. But according to the ACLU, it violates. Let's see what they have here. The ordinance violates the Americans with Disability Act, the Rehabilitation Act, and the Washington State Constitution, according to the ACLU. And they are demanding that the county repeal the ordinance before August 29th or face legal action.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
what do you know?
tee off, King. What do you got? This is like right in your
It's just like
right in your sweet spot here.
I mean, this is exactly what everybody said was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was one of the arguments against this was at the time like, hey, the ACLU has already said they're going to sue the county, and the county will be once again blowing money on an easily avoidable lawsuit. That taxpayer money that's so important to the county, apparently. It's just it's a phenomenal waste of county resources and everyone's time to accomplish what?
I see your point there, but do you think that SWOPE supporters are happy with the change, regardless of any legal action? What I see online is a lot of supporters of SWOPE, so more conservative folks had no problem with facing legal action. They like it. Like There's less needles on the ground, is what Swope says in his response to this
I
lawsuit.
would be shocked
announcing
if
it
Swope
yesterday.
has ever seen a needle on the ground.
I mean, I've
anywhere.
seen needles on the ground in lots of places, and I hate
Sir,
seeing
do you
them.
understand how an exchange works?
No. I get it, and that was one of the rules is that it's a 1-to-1 exchange. So you can't come in and ditch a needle and get 10 more. You bring in a needle, you get a needle. So some would say that would help in that regard. Just adding a little balance here. I think often Swope bad, right?
Yeah.
to you. And I'm just saying that I think a lot of his constituents, maybe a majority of his constituents, would support this. But I do understand where the ACLU is coming from. If I could be any more wishy-washy, and just basically saying that it's for anyone who's handicapped, which is where you get the ADA dragged in there. It's not feasible to not have a mobile exchange, which is really what the county cracked on. Was they didn't want a mobile exchange of any sort.
Right.
You have to go downtown. And they said that was kind of cost intensive. And
It also even that specific rule feels like it flies in the face of what they want. Like what Swope wants is there to be no homeless people downtown. And if you have
I feel like
if
that's
you
a separate
get rid of that,
discussion,
like
but
it's just
I
also,
think he would say probably would prefer not to have drug addicts downtown, right?
sure.
Like I'm trying to, no?
No, like I'm sure that's part of it, but there's also the reality of it, and nothing he does is based in reality.
I disagree.
And
With
I don't
that.
think-
I think we're all based in reality.
Are we?
I think his opinions couldn't be farther from yours than a lot of other good people. I have for many years said I think Gather Church is doing probably in a lot of ways things that Jesus would want his followers to do. Not to get on that high horse because I hate it when people tell me what Jesus would say. You need
let me tell
the
you
bracelet
what
before you can do that.
Jesus would say.
I'm waiting on his latest column in the Lewis County News.
Yeah.
I enjoy that bit. I like that bit. I feel like the writing that they do for Jesus at that satire site is not like disrespectful. I read it and I feel like entertained.
Yeah, I think they have a very good understanding of things Jesus might be for or against given the current political climate. But anyway, no, the fact of the matter is it's just a phenomenal waste of county money.
I could lean more into that than like the merits of it because I do think, if I remember correctly, it was Pollock at the time who was saying that this kind of is overreach of the worst kind by the government. She was the person who voted against this. I think she brought forward an alternate version of the ordinance at the end.
Was it called the less likely to get us sued version?
I think that was the idea.
Well, that's not good
call
enough.
It that.
Because,
so we'll see how it goes.
this is. I'm sure this is also exactly what Swope wants, so he can jump up there and metaphorically hoist himself upon the cross, being like, "Look at how they're attacking me for."
Well, I don't think that if you're a conservative politician, you're taking many political hits by getting sued by the ACLU. If that's what you're saying.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the ACLU is woke, you see.
Oh yeah, they are. They were woke before that was the term.
It's kind of the whole point.
They've never slept.
Yeah, it's just it's so fucking stupid and wasteful.
Yeah.
At a time when all our municipalities and smaller government agencies are talking about, like a financial crunch.
Yeah, and
basically.
like last year, Lewis County had a huge budget crunch, and there's nothing that would make me think that's not going to be the case again this year. Entering budget season, we're going into that September and August when they'll be doing all their meetings and everything. So I get that, and I saw our man in Packwood, Bill Saran, made a similar comment where it was like, regardless what you think about this, it's going to be an automatic $200,000 cost to the county, just the fact that they're going to have to respond.
Yeah.
So maybe this could have been avoided by not doing it. And then again, hey, they're elected positions. If people get really upset with Swope, I feel like they'll vote him right out like they did his predecessor.
Yeah. I'm so glad that our taxpayer dollars are going to fight the ACLU over a bunch of bullshit.
My taxpayers' dollars is going to government overreach by the Dems on my Zins. So
yeah,
that
that's
tax
true.
kicks in this month,
Oh, no.
Yeah. We ran a brief. I don't run all the state briefs, but I saw that one and I was like, oh, the people need to know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Other big news, though, today.
How many, do we have a running tally of how many lawsuits the county is up against?
No.
Can we reset the counter to days without a stupid, easily avoidable lawsuit?
Well, they haven't been sued yet.
Okay, that's true.
It's threat of legal action.
So get your dry erase board erasers ready.
No, but the
Or-
fact that they threw out that deadline and they were like, do something now, it I felt provided a natural segue to Ferguson's speech today. Did you catch that?
I did not.
He had been given a deadline by U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to respond by today.
Somebody who clearly has nothing better going on.
I watched I was looking forward to seeing how he would respond to it, and I think the best way to describe it would be forcefully. Like he basically. Not basically, he said we will not be bullied or intimidated, not going to change anything. And not basically, I don't know why I keep saying that. He said the U.S. attorney has embarrassed the U.S. attorney's office by sending him a letter threatening to imprison the governor of Washington without stating any law. And that was one thing that stood out to me in the Bondi letters. You kind of get used to reading attorney letters, and usually it's like layered with case law, and you're violating this, this, and this. And this one was just like, get in line or you're going to be in trouble from the U.S. attorney's office.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting piece of news today, and we have a couple different stories on it on Cronline. One from the Washington State Standard. We've got one from the Center Square with covering the same event, edited with a different writer, of course. And yeah, it's good stuff. Good reporting, anyways. I'm not saying I fall on one side or the other, but it's going to come to a head as far as the federal government and the state of Washington at some point. How high do you think Washington is on the Trump administration's list of quote-unquote sanctuary places to crack down on?
I think the entire West Coast is probably fairly high on there.
I feel like we're somewhere behind D.C. and California, but that we're going to be in front of Oregon.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
I mean, I don't know how all this works, but...
Well, at least Trump's going to get rid of mail-in voting and take care.
Yeah,
He's going to
that's
take
the
it all
other piece
over
of it.
himself.
Yeah, that's the other piece of it. The Secretary of State, Steve Hobbs, had a statement on that today that we shared on our Facebook page, and we'll have coverage of it as well, but just stating that the Constitution is it doesn't really leave much room for error when it says the states.
If the Constitution says
the states will decide the manner and location of voting, et cetera, et cetera. Oregon and Washington in very similar positions there. The thing that interests me about that outside of politics is how popular mail-in voting is in Washington. Like
Not in Lewis County.
But like currently is, and I know all this polling is pre-Trump coming out with this executive order announcement, but it's been very popular and very easy for a long time. It's kind of a solution without a problem locally. And the problem nationally is that Trump lost in 2020 is what it seems like to me.
The thing that cracks me up is the number of Lewis County people that jump online and complain about how awful and crooked and everything mail-in voting is, while Lewis County routinely exclusively mail-in votes and votes 80% Republican?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Those two things don't.
Yeah, it's the same disconnect from our Lewis County Auditor's Office getting harassed after 2020. Auditors coming in there, like independent auditors, they want to take a look at the system or whatever. It's like you're going to attack the part of the system that is turning around 75% support for Trump. Like clearly that's the problem. I think you can look in the county data and know it's good. So that's one thing I will take a hard stance on is I think any and all attempts to just bash our election officials and our system of electing people is just stupid. It's political and it's dumb.
And again, I've said this before, but just the sheer logistics of like fraudulent voting by mail are so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, there's again, it's a solution without a problem. If you look in Washington State specifically, there have been studies spanning 8 to 10 years that maybe found 14 or 15 possible examples of voter fraud total.
Yes.
And you're talking about millions and millions and millions and millions of votes, and not one of them would have swung an election. I'm against it. I think this is the Venn diagram where we agree.
The one small thing we agree on, like this and Ludacris's music.
Yes.
And I think that's it.
Yeah. That's
but
about it.
And again, I've said it again, but
And Sydney Sweeney as well.
Yeah, we're both fans.
American Eagle.
Yeah. What the risk reward of casting a fraudulent ballot is so you could easily be caught, and it's you go to prison.
And even
for what?
Here locally, they do get caught. We have like one a year, it feels like.
And the one they caught and was sanctioned was an old woman voting for her dead husband.
There was one like that. There was another woman who got a ballot in Oregon and one in Washington and voted both of them. And honestly, all the ones we have evidence for, we're not Joe Biden fans. They weren't Democrats. I agree. I hate that has taken hold in the American population as it has, and you can see why it has. The President of the United States is casting doubts on
a man who has never told a falsehood.
The system we use.
Honest Donald, they call him.
That's it. I mean, that's the other thing, too. You talk about, with this like cognitive dissonance to attack like Lewis, you can look at the conservative districts and see that it works. It's the same. Trump was elected president again. Like,
yeah.
If you take
this should have been his third term, though, is what Vladimir Putin told him.
But if it was broken, they would have kept him out a second time, you know?
It's just bizarre to me that the headline was like, a noted fraudster and liar Donald Trump comes out and says, like, a Russian warlord told him that the election was fake. And he's like, well, that settles it. And people are like, yeah. It's like, anyway.
Any conspiracy theory where your villain is the county election workers just makes no fucking sense. I'll just put it that way. If you have that opinion, you've never met a county worker, or you are just choosing, like, it's not the type of job where you're going to dream up a nefarious national plan to elect your guy to the Oval Office.
Yeah. Do you think every candidate Larry Grove has ever liked has won every election they're in?
Yes. He's probably really good
He's
at picking
a kingmaker.
candidates.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one.
Anyway, that's been Talking National Politics.
Yeah, we did it.
Any other news items we should hit?
Nothing huge. We can hit them back on the way through later.
All right, we'll take a break.
Hi, this is Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met Jasic of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
All right, we're back. It's time for segments, and first up is Tales from the Takes page.
The part where you trash all of my columnists and insult their intelligence until you find a letter that you agree with.
First up, Wayne Fournier. No, I actually read this one today. Wayne writes, when the call comes, wildfire community and the power of showing up. It's about fighting wildfires. He talks about one in Rainier and how those used to just be kind of an Eastern Washington thing, and now we're seeing a few more of them on the west side of the state.
Not a few more, Aaron. A lot more. Yeah.
A lot more of them on the west side of the state.
This was like the big fire last week that blew up so fast that you really couldn't get your bearings. Like, go from, should I send a photographer? It's just a report of a fire, to they're evacuating that entire quadrant there. Level 3 evacuations you don't see very often. That means get the hell out because you're about to be on fire if you don't move. Wayne, noted firefighter and Thurston County official. This was
get you a commissioner
right
that
in
can
his
do
wheelhouse.
both.
I told him I thought he did a nice job. I thought this column had a little soul. It was good. He did a good job.
It's nice to see a county commissioner who has had a real job before. I wish we had 3 of them.
Oh, that's pretty rude for you to talk about Lindsay Pollock like that.
Dr.
I know
Lindsay
you don't
Pollock.
respect animal medicine.
Everybody knows a woman can't be a doctor, even if it's for dogs or whatever.
Yeah, they did the stick horse competition. I didn't see who the winner of that was at the rodeo.
I saw Swope flip the crowd off.
That was a Jesse photo. You know that was doctored.
If Jesse had doctored that photo, it would have been much more erotic.
It wasn't doctored. He wasn't flipping anyone off, though. I saw that too. Actually, yeah,
it was a funny.
I
do look. I have no love for Sean Swope, but I don't think he was intentionally flipping the crowd off. Or anything
You'd probably
like
like him more if he was. Like, I feel like you personally would like him more if he was flipping off the crowd. Like, oh, you like this fair, Lewis County? Well, F you.
Yeah, he does that at meetings every week.
What else do we have on the opinion page? Julie McDonald dipped into the Southwest Washington Fair nostalgia. Visit triggers memories of the past.
Yeah, and then Meaty took the alternate view and said, you can see the future at the old-timey fair. You know what? No, you're both wrong. You can see the present. That's what's happening. It's a goddamn fair.
I felt very futuristic while I was at the fair.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can see the future. A hot dog costs $20.
I have to thank Chad and Corley for the second straight year. Got a box at the rodeo for Thursday and invited my family and I. And we were all marveling at the fact that in the box there's this panel that's missing. So, and beyond that is just a straight drop to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They might want to look at that.
Like, you don't have any small children that could
he
fit
had
through
like
there.
6 small children in the
yeah.
thing. We tried propping a chair against it to make it less. Anyways, it is just something to keep an eye on. Great fair, but I might fix that one. We had a lot of letters this week. I still have a lot to catch up on. We should not let our neighbors go hungry. Hard disagree, right?
Yeah.
No, it was a good
You
letter.
could stand to miss a few meals, homeboy.
My favorite letter of the week: Chronicle should quit publishing the whining of liberal readers. This is from Bruce Peterson. I laugh just because I like a good letter, and Bruce Peterson writes good letters. He's a conservative gentleman, but his take was stop publishing whining liberal readers and publish more about Donald Trump being great.
Sure.
It's fine. What else do we got here? Keep Washington Working Act does more to protect criminals than families. Another opinion you'd probably agree with. Clarification on religious freedom, leadership, and misunderstanding. This was from city council candidate in Centralia, Leah Sizemore.
Oh, right.
She's writing about the...
Leah, won't someone think of the white supremacist Sizemore?
That was the take, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But she wrote in response to that. And I've inadvertently, somewhat inadvertently, she's written like 3 or 4 letters. So in that race, I'm going to have to open up the letters to her opponent.
Who's she running against?
She is running. Oh gosh, of course she asked me, and I don't have it right in front of me. I don't know. You liked his.
Oh, Ray?
Yeah.
Ray Chapman Wilson?
Yeah, Ray Chapman
Sounds
Wilson.
like a
And he actually
stand-up
emailed me today and asked if there was going to be a limit, and I was like, crap, before I realized Leah Sizemore was Leah Dyrud. There were letters, and then there have been some sense. So I think, in fairness, that one's just going to be wide open.
You
And
should invite Ray on the podcast.
let him swing it out in the letters. That's how all the elections should go down, I feel.
I feel like Ray's letters would be better reasoned.
There'd be letters. Are you saying better reason than the Lewis County Canoes is a bitterness factory?
It definitely a bitterness factory. People are saying,
That was my favorite letter in a very long time. Just because.
This website's making fun of me, and it sucks.
Stop it. This website sucks.
This website is making fun of me by bringing up things I did and said in my position as a city councilor.
This website that I have linked in my letter for you to view.
It is irrelevant to my current position as candidate for city council.
Oh, I don't know if they ended up in the tops for new business in Best of Lewis County. I know they were making a push for it.
I haven't checked either, but they should be.
They're still compiling those, or at least they're started to compile them last time I heard about it, which is a good time to say. I didn't say it last week. Best of Lewis County, nothing to do with the newsroom. We really don't have it. We don't have a handle on that.
Yeah, it's true.
It is outside of our control. Anyways, that's pretty much it on the opinion page. A whole lot else.
All right, new segment. History should repeat itself. I only have one item in here, and it's firefighters cause communist riot rumor.
Yeah, that one was fun.
This was I don't have the date on here. I think it was in the 50s, maybe.
It was 1935.
Okay. Some Civilian Conservation Corps (CCC) firefighters were visiting the district fire warden, and they sparked rumors of communist protesters storming the county courthouse. The Chronicle reported, "There's a red riot at the courthouse. They're storming the building." The word spread like wildfire throughout Chehalis this morning, and the sheriff refuses to do anything about it, was passed along.
What was this on? What was the Facebook version of this? Is this just people talking on the streets?
Yes.
They're quoting people, though.
Well, it was passed along. What happened was that a truckload of about 25 CCC men from the Washougal camp had stopped at the district fire warden's office for orders. After being told by a foreman to stretch their legs while he got their orders, the boys tied a red handkerchief on a stick and paraded around the courthouse. For 15 minutes, they marched, singing songs and making noise. They demanded that they be served chicken or they wouldn't fight forest fires. They didn't get the chicken. It was all in fun. What would cause this is like if you did this now, it would be like 2 teenagers in black hoodies and somebody would be like, Antifa's storming the library.
Yeah. I mean, we've had this very same equivalent. Not the very same equivalent, but there was like a protest planned in Morton at one time, and the narrative online pushed by some prominent community members was Antifa is riding on Morton tonight. Like, what's that even mean?
Yeah, Roger Morningstar stopped sexually harassing a woman and grabbed all of his guns.
Yeah, I know you're lying. You ain't gonna stop that. History has shown. The other interesting thing from this is not funny at all, but it was I liked reading it and just recognizing some familiar last names. Was with World War II ending. This is in 1945, of course. The Chronicle featured a roll of honor with the names of local U.S. service members who had died, were still missing, or had been taken prisoner. And there was 158 men in Lewis County and the facility and vicinity, with the newspaper postulating that will be over 200 when the exact toll is ascertained. And then they just list every single local man killed in World War II. And it's a long list. Very, very long list.
Yeah.
But a lot of the names are familiar, and I know a lot of these families continue to live here, and it just kind of speaks to the size of that conflict.
Do you want to talk about the roof doctor?
Of course I want to talk about the roof doctor.
Your favorite doctor?
What tragedy could ever befall us where I would not be here ready to shill for the roof doctor?
You know what I just realized? The last doctor I spoke to in person was the roof doctor.
Was it?
That was
Man.
2 years ago.
That's not healthy. A man of your age?
I know. I really need to call a real doctor. But instead, I will call the roof doctor and ask him what's ailing me and maybe my roof. Visit the roof doctor at theroofdoctor.com to get all your roofing and maybe health needs. They could probably help you out with that too. Needs met, 360-763-4319, or, well, now I've just seen those numbers and transposed the regular ones in my head. 360-736-0246, maybe?
I hope so, or else you're
we'll
sending
see.
people down a dark path.
The roof doctor in Centralia, Chehalis, or Tumwater, or one of their multiple other locations like Bremerton, Hoquiam, Longview, Aberdeen, Shelton, and Tacoma. I know there's a lot of people in Hoquiam that need a roof over their head. Awaits your call. They'll come out, give you a free estimate, and you know what? Maybe check out that thing on your knee too.
Yeah, maybe. And you know, the roof doctor, we're not just fans, we're also customers. They're working with us on our new building.
Hell yeah.
Over there on Magnolia. I got another tour of that this morning. The carpet is down in the newsroom. I think the newsroom might be the first group to move over there.
I got to ask you.
Yeah?
Does the carpet match the drapes?
There are no drapes, my friend.
Oh.
That's how we roll. No, there are no drapes, though. That's what I meant.
It's very
on the
hot in
second
that-
floor. The
it's very
windows are
hot in
quite
there.
open. No, it's great in there. I said that last week. The HVAC system appears to be top of the line, unlike this room, which is still a little moldy and stinky.
It's still pretty sweaty in here too.
It bears mentioning that we're on the second floor of the Chronicle at 321 North Pearl Street right now, and this room is the only room that remains on the second floor. Everything else has been stripped down to just about nothing.
There's not even any ice left in the fridge.
No, we are forced to
We're
drink.
just raw dogging it.
We have literally no other choice but to drink warm beverages while we podcast. It's a true tragedy. But we'll be in the new building by the end of this month. Come hell or high water, I think it's going to be kind of an adventure to get started. But
like
it'll be fun.
12 days.
Yeah.
All right, People's Champion of the Week. I've got two fair-based champions.
Oh, wait, that's fair.
Centralia's Ariana Coamba. She won the Diaper Derby.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Kylie Smith, who is crowned the Lewis County Rodeo Queen.
Yeah. They're bringing that back, so you'll see the Rodeo Queen in parades and whatnot over the course of the next year. We had some great photos from Ridley. Ridley's Lewis County Rodeo photos are some of our best photos we've had in a long time. I was trying to pick out 2 pages worth of photos in addition to everything we have online. It was damn near impossible. You ever do that where you have such good photos? Cody would do that every once in a while, where you have to dig. You're at number 30 and you're like, okay, there's my lead photo. Yeah. And I eventually just gave up and took her top 10 for each page.
Yeah, they're all great.
She's great.
Okay.
We have a new photographer, too. Good time to
Otto?
plug that. Yeah.
We should have brought Otto up for this.
Chehalis man, Otto Rabe.
Yeah.
Or Robbie. It's pronounced Robbie.
Is it Robbie?
Yes, it is Robbie. He joined me on a trip to the NVN today for NVN deadline and went out to Bucota today and shot the dedication or the unveiling ceremony for the Rob Gordon post office in Bucota. MGP was there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did anybody harass her this time?
No, yeah, I told you. She had her first town hall of this set, and she was called a whore from a member of the crowd.
Well,
very Israel stance.
Just to do it both sides. The next time I'm at a John Braun debate, it's
coming
out.
You slut. I think that it might be for the same reason, because I think Braun would probably have a very similar opinion to MGP on that case. But yeah,
on being
we'll
called
see.
a whore.
Yeah, well, we've got on the Israel-Hamas war, which is why she was called that. So we got a couple more coming up. I think this week there's one down in Vancouver that we're going to cover, and we'll have plenty of coverage.
Okay, Sirens Banger of the Week. I've got Chehalis man accused of setting residents on fire while brother slept upstairs, and I thought this was just going to be a hilarious, like a Step Brothers-esque case.
It's
but
not.
it isn't quite sad.
It's quite tragic.
Yeah. Anyway, we can just skip the rest of it.
Well, I mean, he's charged with arson. He's getting a mental health evaluation. But yeah, he set his house on fire with a brother with disabilities sleeping upstairs. Fortunately, the firefighter kicked the door down and they were able to get the fire out, and it was fine.
Yeah. Chehalis Outfitters.
Oh gosh, Chehalis Outfitters.
You act surprised, as if
he sprung this on me. Let's see what Chehalis Outfitters has got going on. I know they're right in the heat of their back to school sale.
Oh, it is the back to school sale. Let's see what kind of deals they got going on.
Well,
here.
you can get some Romeo GR 262s for $59.95. You know you want to have your Romeos when you go back to school in
I
Lewis
like
County.
these key jeans for only $23.
Yeah,
It's a deal.
20%.
20% off Carhartt pants made to move.
Yeah,
No need for you to get those.
because I don't move. Is that what that's supposed to mean?
Yeah, you don't.
Looks like they got lots of deals on digital pressure canners, regular pressure canners, canning jars. It's kind of their jam over there. They got a lot of that
Oh,
stuff.
I see what you did there. Their jam.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant to do with that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Check them out. Chehalis Outfitters. Visit cnboutfitters.com to see their latest deals. They have quite the Facebook following. You can find them there. And they are over by, you know where they are. It's the old Sunbirds.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
just an epic amount of restraint for you not to make a gun joke there.
what?
For the
Back to school?
sale. Jerk. Saw you thinking about it. Do you have any decency?
It didn't even cross my mind.
You can also vote for Chehalis Outfitters in the Best of Lewis County coming up pretty soon. I don't know how many categories they're going to be finalists in, but usually there's 5 to 10 different categories that you can vote on them for, and we'll have that voting round up soon.
Okay. Facebook comments of the week.
Ugh.
We got a submission from Eric Schwartz. This commenter says, I don't know what the story is of the context, but he says, when I have my family back, there will be no more wars. The dead will return, and all will have eternal youth through Allah. USA government, including those in Lewis County, have cock-blocked me. I got arrested for buying my wife flowers and candy.
I don't know what's going on with this guy. I immediately regretted sending this to you as a comment of the week because I realized that this individual was commenting on lots of posts, and in one of them he threatened death upon the reporter for the content of the story, which was a very, very light and somewhat meaningless brief.
Yeah. Must have been a Zach story.
I don't know. They were quite upset, and I do mean to block them.
All right. And then on the latest from the county commissioners and becoming sued yet again, this commenter says, what a bunch of BS. We have commissioners for a reason. If they're getting sued every time a decision is made that someone doesn't like, why do we even have commissioners? Same BS as the YMCA. Good point.
It's like laws. Laws and things.
They got to the right conclusion. They just took the wrong way to get there.
I mean, that's just your opinion, man. I think they're squarely where they want to be.
The idea that, we should just ditch the laws if the commissioners are breaking them. That's.
You said it, man.
Anyway, what else did I not put on the notes?
Oh, well, let's just go take a perusal through the local news section here because I'm sure you missed quite a bit. Zach Martin went to WSU for Media Day and has squeezed 3 stories out of that.
3 stories so far. Maybe
we
there's
were
another one
promised
coming.
4.
Ooh.
I haven't seen number 4, and I don't know how he would get number 4 based on what he's had so far. But I actually really liked the series. So we have a WF West kid, a Black Hills kid, and a Tumwater kid, all on WSU.
Gavin Fugate is a WF West kid. I can't remember the other 2.
We had good stories on him. Zach drove all the way to Pullman for Media Day, snapped some photos, did some interviews, and drove straight back because Zach is insane.
Mad lad.
He was there for the vibes. We did have our pre-planning meeting for spring or summer or fall football practice. That's going to start back next week.
Yeah, we were just down there in that meeting.
Should have the sports dump back, maybe.
Probably next week, maybe the week after. I don't know.
We'll see. Let's see what else we have here. Rochester business owner pleads guilty to sexual assault of a child. This was a highly read story. Kevin Mills, the gospel singer and formerly man of high repute in that area, has pleaded guilty, and he will be sentenced, I believe, in September. And so we had to follow up on that. Former daycare operator now living the gourd life as artist in Riderwood. She paints gourds. They're really cool.
Did she paint pictures of gourds or just paint the gourds themselves?
Pyro and blazoned, so some heat and fires involved. They look really cool though. They're really good. Joshua House named new partner at Chehalis Law. I like those little quick hitter business things. And then we ran the daily news story Residents confront Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez during town hall. Quote, "You're killing babies." That's what they said to her. Our most popular online item, In-N-Out Burgers. First Washington location is going to open on Wednesday in Ridgefield.
Yeah.
We're going to have
you ever been to
wall-to-wall
an
coverage.
In-N-Out?
No, and I won't. If there's like the threat of a line, I'm not going to be there.
I went to one in Oregon somewhere on my way to California a couple years ago. And I can tell you it was fine.
That's what I've heard. Cade Barker, our reporter down at The Reflector, is going to be covering this and going to it. And it's kind of funny. He wrote about In-N-Out coming months and months and months ago, and he wrote in there something about their animal-style burgers, and it elicited a letter to the editor lambasting him as a likely California transplant for highlighting that burgers have animals in them and that truly he is against eating meat. It was a hot take. We ran it. But I think that's just how they refer to their burgers.
Yeah, animal style is just you cook like when they throw the patty on, they cook it with like mustard, ketchup, and shit on it.
Yeah. Or as Kilgore said, animal style, anytime you press your own burgers and
that was a smash burger.
Oh, smash burger. And they're not. Yeah, that was a good take as well. One of my favorite stories was kids with disabilities get a moment to shine at the Southwest Washington Fair. Reliable Enterprises partnered with a bunch of 4-H and FFA kids, and they work with kids who have disabilities. So they partnered them with an FFA or 4-H kid and gave them the experience of showing an animal at the fair. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. Yeah, we got a bunch of other stuff too, but I feel like you hit the highs.
All right. We had a letter to the news dump.
Oh, a letter to the news dump, huh?
Yeah, it was a question. Let me pull it up real quick.
Do you need me to fill this time with my rants against the
What is
Zen
up
tax?
with raw milk in Lewis County? Dear news dump, I've been visiting family this week, and I passed a sign for raw milk. Today, I'm in the Providence Centralia ER for an unrelated reason, and I was asked, so have you had any unpasteurized milk recently? In a standard set of questions. I've been out of town since December. I live away from here, and I've either been oblivious to this phenomenon my entire life, or this is a new trend. Is raw milk and presumably raw milk-related diseases making a comeback in the Lewis County dairy scene? Please investigate.
I'm happy to report yes.
Yeah, I
mean, you can't have a comeback if you never left, though.
The thing about raw milk that. Like, it's more expensive.
Yeah, and the libs don't put their stuff in it before you drink it.
Yeah, that's
so you
true.
know it's good. It's got all the nutrients in it.
Everybody knows milk is good, but what if maybe you die?
It kind of makes it a little more fun, right?
Yeah, I can't make Louis Pasteur must just be rolling in his grave. Like, all this work I've done.
You assholes.
You morons. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. In closing, sponsored by Summit Funding, Shieldless Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. Leave a review and rating on Apple Podcasts if you want, or send us an email at chroniclenewsdump@gmail.com.